welcome to a magical make-along. I am Claire from the Mindful Knitter YouTube channel, and I am hosting this make-along. I am very glad that you're here. This is the welcome video. If you are wanting more information than what is covered in this video, and if you have any questions that you still have after watching this video, head on over to the information video for this make-along, and I may have answered some of your questions there. But if any of your questions remain unanswered after this video or after watching the information video, please feel free to reach out to me by commenting on this video. You can get in contact with me on Ravelry or Instagram. On Ravelry, we have the group for this channel. It's the Mindful Knitter Podcast group on Ravelry, and there are threads in the group for a magical make-along. So feel free to message me on Ravelry or to message or ask a question in that group thread. I am Mindful Knitter Pod on Ravelry. And then if you want to connect or ask me any questions on Instagram, I would love to connect with you. But you can also ask me questions on Instagram. I am the.mindfulknitter on Instagram. And we do have a hashtag for this make-along on Instagram. It is a magical mal. So a magical M-A-L. And that's our Instagram tag for this make-along. So feel free to post any projects that you have going on or anything else magical going on in life during this make-along on that tag. So I am very excited. It is day one. This video should be going live on July 24th, which is the day that Hogwarts letters go out for all of those Hogwarts students. If you are not a Hogwarts student, that's okay. You can still be in this make-along because this is not a Harry Potter make-along. This is just a magical make-along. So anything magical goes. I'll just reference Harry Potter quite a bit because I love Harry Potter. I read the books every year. Sometimes I read them multiple times in a year. And then I watch the movies every once in a while, but I read the books all the time, and I have for the past couple decades. So I love Harry Potter, but I love anything magical too, as long as it's good magic. So let's get into what we are doing, any information that you guys need. We're gonna cover some information like prizes, what kind of projects are eligible, when can you join, how can you join, some fun things like that. And then I'll share too not how I'm going to be doing my projects, but which projects I'm planning at this moment. And I'll throw in some other fun snippets for you too in this welcome video. So first things first, what kind of projects? I go into this in greater detail in the information video, but basically if it's magical, you can make it. It can be from a magical fandom. It can be generically magical, like a gnome or a dragon or a mushroom. Mushrooms, I'm gonna say mushrooms are magical. I'm gonna say plant life is magical. Yeah, anything magical, go for it. And that includes things like fairy tales. Somebody asked about Disney, go for it. If it's magical, be free, little birds. And also people have asked about like colorways. So yes, if it's a magical colorway, go for it. Just when you're sharing the project or the finished object, let us know what the colorway name was so that we can share in the magic with you. Basically, the whole point of this is just to share in the magic of crafting together and have a place on Instagram and on YouTube and on Ravelry that is full of beautiful magical projects. Yeah, so those are it for the projects. And then, and then things like whips. Whips are fine as long as they are less than halfway accomplished. So if you're knitting a pair of socks and you've got one sock done, feel free to join on in with that project. Double dipping is also fine. So if you are submitting one of your projects in another make-along or knit-along, it's fine to submit it for this one as well, as long as it's magical. And feel free to join at any time. The make-along is running from July 24th to August 31st, which is Halloween. So yeah, anytime during that time, you are free to join, free to submit a finished object. We would love to have you, and you are very welcome. I think that's it for our projects. I took a lot of notes so that I wouldn't forget any important information. So we have, let's see, qualifying projects, whips and double dipping, excellent. So next we have kind of our group system that we're using for this make-along. I thought it would be really fun to have everybody sorted in this make-along into houses. And if you are not a Hogwarts student or a Hogwarts alum, no worries, there's a group for you. It's the Study Abroad group. So all of this is self-assigned. So just choose whatever group that you want to be in, whatever calls to you most, and you can be part of that group. It's not based on what projects you're making. So for instance, if you say that I'm in Hufflepuff house, you don't have to make a Hufflepuff project. You can knit a gnome, but you're in Hufflepuff house. So what's fun about that is I think people can kind of connect based on if they are in a house at Hogwarts or if they're studying abroad. Because if you're not into Harry Potter, then maybe you just want to study abroad, or maybe you like Harry Potter, but you don't want to go to Hogwarts, you want to go to Beauxbaton. So that's fine. You can be in the study abroad group and we love you. So it's to kind of connect with each other and have some fun that way. But also there is a points keeping system. So you can earn points for your house or your group. And I have my points keeping system right here to show you guys. I'm gonna try not to make a mess of it. Here is our point keeping system. I will be removing these beads because nobody's earned any points yet. Gryffindor's running away. Nobody's earned any points yet, but this will be how we keep our points scored. And I will post updates on what the scorekeepers are looking like as people are submitting their finished objects. It doesn't matter how many points you have for your project. That doesn't affect your prize winning odds. So if you submit a project that's worth 4 points, that doesn't make you more likely to win a prize than somebody who submits a project worth 1 point. The point systems are just for fun and for keeping track of our 6th prize, which will be our House Cup prize. So whichever house gets the most points gets the opportunity to win the House Cup prize. So, and there are a couple of reasons for that. One, it's just fun. And two, I kind of figure that whichever house has the most points probably has the most people in it, or the people that are most active in it. So it gives more of an opportunity for more people or more active people to ups their chance that they might win a prize. So that's kind of what I wanted to do for the point system because it seemed like fun, but all houses are gonna have a prize opportunity, not just the House Cup prize. So there will be 6 prizes in total for this make-along, which feels like a lot. So if anybody wants to donate prizes for this make-along, please feel free, because I am making prizes, taking them out of my stash, purchasing them. So I'm trying to provide a lot of fun prizes for this make-along. So if anybody feels like donating or gifting anything that can be used as a prize for this make-along, please get in touch with me. All the information for contacting me is also below this video. So email, Instagram, Ravelry, that's all below this video. So I am very available for communication. And all of the important information that I'm covering in this video is also in that description down below. So that's kind of our point system. So it doesn't matter how many points your projects are worth, you have the same chance to win a prize from your house. And the house that has the most points by the end of the make-along has the chance to win the House Cup prize. So that's kind of how our point system is working. And then as far as how many points different projects are worth, it's kind of based on, loosely based on yardage. So anything lace weight is going to be 4 points per skein of lace weight. Anything fingering weight is 3 points per skein of fingering weight that goes into your project. DK is 2 points per skein. Everything else is 1 point per skein. And just for simplicity's sake, I am going to say you don't have to use the whole skein. If you only use like 10 grams of a skein in your project, like if you use like 1 skein plus 10 more grams, you know, I'm gonna do this on the honor system. So I'm just gonna trust you guys that you're gonna try to be fair. Because I don't want to police these things because this is for fun. And I don't want to make this a job. So just try to be honest and fair. And it does go for spinning too, just for simplicity's sake. So if you spin a bulky weight, that'll be 1 point. If you spin a fingering weight, that'll be 3 points. If you spin a lace weight, that'll be 4 points, because I can't really imagine spinning a lace weight skein of yarn. I am just now getting into, like, I think I just spun my first sport weight yarn. Oh, and that's a question that might come up. I'm gonna say sport weight and fingering weight are the same point value, so they'll both be 3 points. So that's it for the points system. If you've got questions about that, please feel free to let me know. But I'll have all this information on the Ravelry thread for this make-along, as well as in the description below this video. So we've got points, we've got the scorekeepers, knit night dates. We will have some knit nights that go along with this make-along. And I'm just now seeing that it did not update when I updated this file. That's unhelpful. So, yeah, I took notes on what when the dates were for the knit nights, and they're not in my document that I'm looking at right now. So, I'll just tell you the one that's coming up the soonest. It's going to be this week. It is Wednesday, the 27th. Yes, the 27th at 7 p.m. Eastern time is when it starts. And we don't really have a real end date or end time. We do have an end date. It is ending that date. We're not going to have a multi-day knit night. So it starts at 7 p.m. Eastern time on Wednesday, July 27th. But it doesn't really have a real like hard end time. So just hop on in whenever you want to. Feel free to join us, leave whenever you need to. And we usually go pretty late. So it's likely that you'll still be able to join in. That'll be the first knit night. I'll put all of them down in the description below. I am sorry that I don't have that in front of me to tell you guys. But it'll be in the description below, and it'll be in the Ravelry group. So we've got a few knit nights that we will have planned during the make-along. They're not necessarily just for make-along projects. Anybody can join our knit nights in the community. So yeah, they'll be a little magical, but we're not limited to only magical projects for those knit nights. So we've got that. I think we have covered the make-along information, at least what is written in front of me, because now I don't know what is no longer in front of me. There could be anything that is missing that I'm not aware of. Oh, prizes. I'll show you guys some prizes. These are not all of the prizes that are available, but these are a few. So we've got a Wool of the Andes skein, because everybody likes Wool of the Andes. So this little guy is going to be up for grabs. We have a skein of fingering superwash merino that I dyed myself. So this is a hand dyed by me. That'll be going into the prize bundle. And then this is a beautiful hand spun skein that was gifted to the podcast by a lovely viewer, Chelsea. And she does beautiful hand spun, as you can see. This is wonderful, and it's so squishy. This is gonna be good. Lucky person's getting that. So those are some of our prizes. I do have some more. There will be some more hand spun, and or they should be some more hand spun, and then some stitch markers. I'm making some stitch markers, and then I've ordered something special as a prize. Yeah, so those are the prizes we have so far, and then a couple other that I'm trying to work out. And then again, if anyone wants to donate anything for prizes for the make-along, please feel free to get in contact with me, because that would be really fun. Yes, so that's information. So to show you a little bit of what I am planning, so I have these 2 project bags that I'm going to be using throughout the make-along. I've got this cute magical mushroom moth guy from Ewe Sew Pretty. It's Ewe as in the sheep and sew as in with thread. Ewe Sew Pretty project bags. The information for this will be below if you are interested. This is going to be one guy, and then this will be for some socks, I think. Cute mushroom. And this is one of the, I can't remember, I don't ever know if it's Cavallini or Cavallini. I think it's Cavallini and Co. It sounds Italian to me. I never know. I'm not going to try to guess, but yes, it's these. You can get these all over. So those are 2 of my project bags. I do have another project bag that is a large project bag that is coming, that has not arrived yet. And I have some special stitch markers that have not arrived either. I will show those guys to you in the next video on September 1st. But I'm going to show you some projects that I have planned. I have a few more projects planned than just these 2, but these are definitely on my to-do list. These are out of the official Harry Potter Knitting Magic book. And the 2 that I am going to be making, one is some socks. These are the golden snitch socks. So cute. Can you see that okay? So cute. I love these little snitch socks. So I'll be making these. And the yarn that I'm going to use is Picks Stroll Tonal in Manatee and Poppy. And then I think I'll probably add some white in there as well for the little snitch wings. The snitch's wings are supposed to be silver, but so I'll either do a light gray or a white for the little snitch wings. I'll look around for some yarn for that. But those are going to be my little snitch socks, which I'm very excited about. And then I'm going to be making as well, and this is what I'm going to be casting on this week, I think, because I've been really looking forward to this. Oh, actually, I think it's in this way in the book. If I was more prepared, I would have singled out these specific pages that I was supposed to show you guys. But here we are. There we go. Mrs. Weasley's Home Knit Christmas Sweaters. So I am going to be knitting myself a Weasley sweater. This will be so good. This is gonna be so good. I'm very excited about it. So yeah, the Mrs. Weasley's Christmas sweater. And the yarn that I'm going to be using for that sweater is the Rue Eco Tweed yarn. So there's the Rue Eco Tweed tag. This is Lapis Lazuli. These beautiful, I think this is just so beautiful. And I've never knit a tweed. Well, actually, no, I take that back. I have knit one tweed cardigan before. But it was kind of an accident. I was gifted that tweed yarn. This tweed yarn I picked out, even though I did enjoy that tweed yarn and it is nice. This is Tumblewood, and it has these pretty rainbow little bits in it. So pretty. I am so excited. So this, I have 4 skeins. Yeah. So I have 4 skeins of this. and one of this. So this will be my letter, and this will be the body, and I can't wait. I will have a Weasley sweater that I knit. I'm very excited. So those are the projects that I have planned at the moment. We will see what else I add. And that book is pretty great. It has a lot of really, really great projects in it. Yeah, it has a lot of great projects in it. So there are several things in there that I have earmarked and I want to knit. I also ordered this online. I don't think this is in print anymore, but you can buy digital versions of this magazine. This is the Knitting Daily magazine, the unofficial Harry Potter Knits edition. It is no longer in print. There are a couple of used copies on Amazon. I was very lucky to find this one for not super expensive. The other used ones I've seen have been pretty expensive. This one was not bad. And I really wanted the print copy, and I'm so glad that I did. But it is very cool. Like, it has things in here, like an article on the magic of knitted imagery or of knitted symbols, which is so cool. And it has some really, really beautiful, patterns in it. It has some fun, like Beatrice Lestrange patterns. Isn't that cool? So yeah, this is really, really neat. This is a beautiful shawl that I want to knit. So this is a wonderful magazine. I'm so happy that I got it. And I'm actually going to leave you guys with the letter from the editor from the beginning. Yeah, just the first part of this letter from the editor. I'm not going to read the whole thing because it's kind of long. But I wanted to read you this little bit because when I read it the other day, I was like, this is so perfect. This really does illustrate a lot of why I wanted to do a magical make-along, and also just kind of how I feel about knitting and the knitting community in general. So when I read it, I really wanted to share that snippet with you guys. So this is not the whole letter from the editor at the beginning of this magazine. It's just the first little bit. Also, if you are ready to be done with this video and you don't want to watch this part, I'm happy that you joined me, and I can't wait to see what you make. Thank you for being here. But I'll leave the rest of you guys with this little bit. So this is from the editor, and the editor is Amy Clark Moore. And she says, who doesn't need a little magic in their lives? Imagine this scenario. You think you are utterly alone in a world where no one seems to understand who you are. Then you discover that there's a secret society of people coexisting right alongside of you, and in fact, they're looking out for you, waiting for when you are ready to handle the truth about who you really are. The only thing that kept you from seeing them was that you weren't looking for them. You are a knitter living in a muggle, non-magical world that just doesn't appreciate the garments that are the product of the yarn and sticks you carry around with you always. Fortunately, you finally discovered the secret door at the back of the coffee shop, tap a couple of bricks, and find yourself among your peers in a magical world filled with yarn, fiber, needles, spinning wheels, and much more friends. And yet the time we spend knitting is often a solitary time, wonderful for contemplating the big questions, as well as the little ones. When we knit, our thoughts and feelings get caught up in the yarn and worked into the piece. From ancient times, the idea that a bit of fabric can protect the ones we love when we're not with them persists. It isn't very different from the protection Lily Potter knitted into the magic that protected Harry from Voldemort for so long. I think that's wonderful. And actually, am I too dramatic that I teared up a little bit while I was reading it? I think that knitting and crocheting and yarn is magical. And the community that I have found through this channel on YouTube, and the community that I found through things like fiber festivals and meeting people who just heard that I knit and they knit too, and we connect, I think all of that's magical. So I'm not going to cry on camera because that would be lame. It's not lame. No shame about emotions. Emotions are good and healthy. Have your emotions. But I just thought that that was a wonderful illustration, and I'm so grateful to the editor of Knitting Daily magazine for writing that in her letter in this issue. So this is special issue 2013 as well. So I'm so happy to have this make along start. I'm very excited to craft along with you guys. Any kind of craft goes as long as it is yarn related. So weaving, spinning, knitting, crocheting. If it has to do with playing with yarn, it is fair game. I am very happy to answer any questions that you might have, and welcome to the magical make along. Happy crafting.